Welcome back to another episode of the Dosage. We are live here on a Wednesday night with Cody and Andrea Lana. Welcome.
Hello.
And tonight's episode... Oh, there he is. Blamp, thank you for the hosts. Welcome to the show. Tonight's episode, we're going to be doing
I can't see you.
What?
You're not sharing your screen.
I can't do that because then I have to replace where you're at on my...
Oh my god, you do all the time. This is the first time you're not doing it.
You're killing me.
I gotta pull it up on Twitch. Jeez.
You're killing me. Why
It's
do you
gonna
need to
be
see me? You
behind.
just need to hear me. It's a podcast.
I like to see you. That's a nice shirt you got, bud.
Yeah, it's backwards because I'm married. Anyways, episode 127, we're going to be talking about the year 2012 in gaming, our continued series of all the good culture, again here live with Cody King and Andrea Lana. He is working right now on his list while we're live.
I was taking my 12 off.
It's so wonderful. This is how prepared we are here, but hey, that's all right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we never know if he's going to be on an episode because of his work schedule, so sometimes
I'm a busy boy.
It is. He's got to make that money.
It's always a blessing when he's here with us.
And a curse.
Oof.
Depends on the day.
It's true. It's true. Something tells me in the coming days it'll be a curse. But I'll leave that alone. It's a spoiler alert for people that watch Gnaw.
Ha.
Boom, shakalaka. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick off 2012, the year that myself and Lana was 27 great years of age. Cody, you were?
In 2012?
Yep.
18.
18. 2012 was also the year
This is the year I joined the Marine Corps.
A good year, because Lana and I got married this year.
Hey, Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov, everybody raise your glass. What's everybody drinking tonight? I got...
If you are wrong.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
In a can.
That was a hit song around that time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
I have Fruit Punch Mio.
I thought. What's mice?
Gotta have the ice. What's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Oh!
All right.
All right, now, Lana! Yeah!
We're so good.
That's amazing. It's going to be a long night, folks. We got a double feature for you lined up. We're going to be doing 2013 right after this, so stick with us. But let's actually start 2012 here. Or Lana's going to get feisty like she did yesterday. Less talky, more talky.
That was partially my fault.
I mean, it's kind of true, but like a debate is good content. Nobody wants to hear us just list things. People want to hear arguments and drama.
All right, so am I going with my honorable mentions now?
No, let me finish painting the picture that was 2012, and then you can go with your honorable mentions.
Okay.
Lord, child.
All this yelling.
Lord,
I'm
child.
new to this.
You are new.
Mom and Dad, quit yelling.
No. Get in line. Metal Gear franchise celebrates 25 years in the year 2012. That means 2022 next year. Hear me out. Please give me a remaster of Metal Gear Solid. Please. It won't happen, but we can wish. Street Fighter is also 25 in 2012. Mega Man is also 25 in 2012. The PlayStation Vita launched. The Nintendo 3DS XL launched. PlayStation 3 Super Slim was released. And man, what a crappy console that was. The Wii U launched. No hate on that. That's nope. See, I knew it was coming. Nope. That is a good system. A bad name, but a good system. The Neo Geo X also was released. That is notable events in the year 2012. Lana, hit us with those honorable mentions.
Okay. So my first two honorable mentions, to keep with my trend apparently, are the Sims 3 expansion packs.
Good Lord.
There was Showtime, which allowed you to be a singer, an acrobat, or a magician. And it featured heavily Katy Perry.
Ooh.
You could have her costumes. Yeah. You could like sing with her, I think.
Oh, I would sing with her.
And then Supernatural was the other one, which had witches, wizards, werewolves, zombies, vampires, ghosts, and genies. And it also introduced the alchemy skill. So you could create potions and learn spells and stuff. So those were super fun. And then my other two are actually iOS games, cell phone games. The first one is Candy Crush Saga.
Oh, God.
Which started a huge trend, obviously, of the match 3. And is still super fun. And then The Simpsons Tapped Out. I was obsessed with this game. I played it all the time. It was a lot of fun. And I do have a dishonorable mention for 2012.
Oh.
Because I can't not answer it, but it belongs nowhere in my honorable list or in my top 10 list because it was an atrocious game and it made me so sad that it was so bad. And that is Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two.
Dang, what's going on, Trevor? I think that is the first dishonorable mention. We're about positivity, Lana, on this channel.
I know.
We're not here to bitch and complain.
I was so excited for this game because I loved the first one so much and it was just bad. Just bad.
This is a happy place. I need
okay,
you to
we don't
get
have to, we don't
rid
have
of
to talk
that
about it
negative
anymore.
energy. See, Trevor is always positive as well.
Yes, he is.
This is a happy place.
Huh.
Surrender the negativity and get it
Well,
out.
I will
Never surrender.
Always
I will go back
surrender.
to my Oreos while you guys talk about your honorable mentions instead. Then.
You got Oreos?
Mm-hmm.
I want Oreos.
Yeah, what the hell?
If I could pass Oreos through the phone, I would.
Sharon?
Her name isn't
I mean-
Sharon, it's Andrea Lana.
Jeez.
I'm a
Sharon?
dictator.
It's Sharon Lana?
Sharon.
Trevor says
Sharon Karen.
Sharon. Oh, not a Karen. Facts, I'm always positive, says Trevor. Positive, I'm an asshole. Now I have to make this an explicit episode. Thank you. How many swears are allowed? Woo!
1.
3
Just
for
once.
it to still be PG-13.
Is that how it still works?
I think so.
What about topless scene? That's not allowed on Twitch at all.
Or PG-13?
That's
We can
not-
wear pasties, though.
Yeah, you can wear, like, pasties.
we could.
Wait, Titanic was PG-13, and there were tits in that.
Yeah, but they weren't on Twitch.
That's true.
Oh,
Twitch is a different animal.
It is
All
very
right.
different animal. We have to wear shirts. Okay, I'm not going to get into it. That's another topic.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah, Cody, you got an honorable mention, or shall I go?
I only have 2. I have Prototype 2.
You go.
I just didn't think it was as good as the first one. It kind of disappointed me. And then I have Temple Run as an honorable mention.
Okay. All right, honorable mentions from me. My list is slightly longer, and you can boo at them as you may and will. Final Fantasy 13-2. Again, there was a lot
As
of
it
hate.
should be.
Yeah, a lot of people hated
Final
13.
Fantasy.
13-2 was good, but not top 10 worthy for me for this year. Resident Evil Revelations. This is one I appreciated more in the years to come than I did back when it was released. We did get to try this, though, in a demo form when we went to Navy Pier in Chicago. Do you remember that trip with Alex and Melissa?
I do. That was
And-
our first wedding anniversary.
And we got to play the beta of this. So,
Wait, how does that make sense?
I don't know, but we played it. Maybe it wasn't the beta. Maybe it was just a demo. I thought it was a beta,
I was gonna say when we went to
but it was on the
Chicago,
Wii
for our-
U. So
Oh.
maybe they ported it because I think this was also on the 3DS as well. I can't remember. Shout out, what's up, Wilsona? How are you in chat? Twisted Metal for the PS3. This game, I had a love-hate relationship with it. It was good, but it wasn't great. So
You like threw the controller, I think, and didn't play it for like 8 months or something. So
yeah,
I'm surprised you're even mentioning it.
it made me mad because it's Twisted Metal. I love that series so much. UFC Undisputed 3, the last, to me, in my opinion, great UFC game. And I'm getting booed. And it was around the time I had a falling out with the UFC in general, too. I'd only keep watching for another year or two after this, then everything went downhill with that company. Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita. Fantastic Uncharted game, especially in handheld. SSX. I fully assume Cody is going to have that in his top 10. If he does not, I am honestly surprised, and I feel like I don't know him anymore. Lego
Maybe
Harry Potter.
What?
Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7. Silent Hill HD Collection. Prototype 2, as Cody mentioned. Good game, not as good as the first. Lollipop Chainsaw, incredibly underrated, underappreciated game that has a cult following. I highly recommend that you look this one up because it is amazing. If you don't know what it is, it's like a cheerleader with a chainsaw and her zombie boyfriend's head that she carries around. Good stuff. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. New Super Mario Bros. 2, Resident Evil 6, Lego Lord of the Rings the video game, WWE 13, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Epic Mickey 2, not a dishonorable.
Boo.
It was fine.
It was not fun.
It
Boo.
was fine. And Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. It's actually the first Persona game that I ever played and got me into the series. So that is my honorable mentions. And now we take it to the main event. Our top 10 list.
All right. My number 10 is Mario Party 9.
Should have had it at number 9.
I should have. If I do not have a Mario Party game in my top 10 when it comes out, that year must have been stellar because I love Mario Party games. I love playing them with my husband when he gets pissy about them.
Because they cheat?
Oh, please. You're just bad at it.
No, they cheat. I whoop you in every mini game, and then you get like 437 bonus stars at the end, and I get 1? No.
Love it.
No.
Because the computer
That's how it
clearly
always happens to
knows who the better player is. I'm just saying.
No. It feels
Anyway,
bad for
Mario
you.
Party games. Mario Party games are super fun. They all have different themes, and they're a blast to play with people over to your house, which I don't like anymore, so they might not show up on future games. But back then, I liked having visitors. So.
Well, it's not as easy to have visitors now. So.
Correct. But yeah, that's my number 10.
My number 10 is Far Cry 3. This is the first Far Cry I really got into. Made me enjoy the series. I don't think it was good enough to be any higher than 10 because I think some of the other Far Cry games are much better. I just felt like it deserved at least the number 10 spot.
Now, was this the one that had the level builder?
Yes.
Okay, because I remember one of them had introduced the level builder. Was this the first one, or was that 2 that had that?
I believe 2 had it.
Okay. I just can't remember. Because it was around 2 or 3 was the first time that I had actually played this series myself. And I don't know, like, I have mixed feelings with the series. I feel like I should appreciate it more, but I don't for whatever reason.
I think that it could have been better. I think it could have been a lot better executed, but for what it's worth, and they did get better the further it went along. So, I mean, it really all just it just boils down on this was really the first one that I played in the series that I enjoyed that really dragged me over to the series.
Now, they had other spin-offs like Primal and I'm trying to think of the other ones. There was like an 80s one that they did for like DLC, but it was like a standalone DLC.
Primal was actually pretty good.
Didn't you like shoot bears and stuff? I can't remember.
Yeah, Primal, you fought a lot of different wildlife and more past tense wildlife as well.
What about dogs?
Dogs, not in that one, I don't believe.
So no sleeping dogs?
Oh god, here we go.
Which brings me to my number 10 pick, Sleeping Dogs, which actually was a really fun like GTA type sandbox open world clone. The really neat thing about this was they had mini game where you could go to, which in the region is very popular, that the game is set in, karaoke clubs. And you would have like, dance offs and karaoke singing. It was all through, your button prompts, of course. You didn't actually get to sing the songs, but you would meet and greet and befriend people in the clubs. and then also do missions. The driving mechanics and the shooting mechanics, as well as the melee combat, was a lot of fun in this game. And then they had a re-release of it on the new gen systems at that time, about a year or two after, for the definitive edition. If you have not played Sleeping Dogs, highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. What you got, Lana?
My number 9 is Lego Lord of the Rings. It was, I mean, what else can you say about a Lego game? They're exactly like the movies, just a lot of fun. And I like the Lord of the Rings. I loved reading the books when I was a kid, so it was extra fun for me.
Was it one game to rule them all?
I'm pretty sure they use that in the... Yeah, but I liked it. It was fun.
Good stuff, good stuff. Cody's hard at work on his list for the following year.
That I am.
What do you got for number 9, sir?
I have WWE 13. This is probably the only WWE game that will ever make my top 10 until we get to 19, just because I feel like that's a little unfair. Just like I don't put Madden's and I don't put NBA 2K on my list. But this one I really enjoyed the mode where you went back and kind of relived real life moments with, I believe it was John Cena and CM Punk. So I really enjoyed that. And I played that back a couple times. So it did get some replay value out of it because just how inclusive the game was. And of course it had CM Punk on it, who's going to be in AEW in a couple days.
I don't know who that is. He sounds like a bitch that tapped out.
Ooh.
Which brings me to my number 9th pick, which is actually The Simpsons tapped out.
Oh, wow!
You're stretching.
Your top 10. I'm kind of surprised.
You shouldn't be, though. Like you said, you were hooked on that game. I was hooked on that game.
We did play that a lot.
I played it so much. Trevor says I loved that game. Is it still active? I'm assuming you could probably still get in and play
It is still active.
Nope, it's still active. You can still play it. Same with the Family Guy game that was just like it.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many updates I would have to do for my town.
At this point, I would just start over.
Trevor cheated, of course. How did you cheat? Did you hack the game? I'm assuming because you have like an Android, you don't have an iPhone, you're probably able to hack it easier. I did not cheat, and I got really excited around the months of September, October. Unlimited donuts. Oh, okay. Yeah, that helps. The APK. Yeah, that makes sense. So you hacked it. I got the fall season in the game really excited me because Treehouse of Horrors content was generally released, and they had fun little activities and mini games in it. I absolutely love The Simpsons. One of my favorite cartoons of all time. I have so many memories growing up with The Simpsons. Sunday nights, TV dinners, those little pop-up table stands that you'd get, and just Salisbury steak and The Simpsons. That is one of my fondest memories. You laugh, but like for real though, that's just a special thing for me. And I can't believe the cartoon is still on to this day. And I know the quality of it has gone down, but that show will forever hold a special place in my heart. Which actually excites me too, because Lana was able to snag a Simpsons arcade cabinet this week. So that is super cool. And I'm putting this on air officially to put myself a man of my word to her. This is documented now. I'm done buying arcade cabinets.
Yeah, okay.
Cody,
Okay.
What other ones can I get?
That's a rhetorical question, and I'm sure someone will answer it eventually.
That kind of language is not allowed on this show.
It's just like every year when you say, oh, I've looked at all the games that are going to be released into the future, and I'm not going to buy any more games for the rest of the year. Okay.
Yeah, but then I met Cody, and he like puts a gun to my head and says I need to buy more games.
That's a really big gun to reach that far.
So I've been told, Cody.
You were in the armed forces, so
that's true. But I mean,
you have a really big gun.
like a mile and a half is pretty much the limit on even the best of the best.
Sir. Yeah,
Uh,
we all get it. We get it because that's a movie reference.
All right, so my number 8 is Paper Mario Sticker Star. I love the Paper Mario games. They are like some of my favorite Mario games that exist. In this one, there were collectible stickers throughout the world that helped you gain abilities that you used to fight against the enemies in the game. You actually had a limited inventory space in this game for the first time, so you had to prioritize and decide like which stickers to take with you and which stickers to kind of let go. There was the paperization that allowed you to like lay the screen flat and view it like in a different view, so it would reveal things that weren't visible when you were playing it upright. And then you could take real world items, which were called things in the game, and turn them into thing stickers that could solve puzzles. So like you could make a fan that would blow things out of the way, or I think there was like a baseball bat or something. It was just a really fun Paper Mario game, and it was for the 3DS. So it used the pointer thing, the name that I can't think of.
Pointer thing.
A pointer thing. It used that really well. It was the stylus, yeah. Because you could use it to like thank you. You could use it to like peel the stickers off, and like it was kind of a cool little use of that mechanism.
The game just stuck with you.
It stuck with me. Heyo.
Yeah. Trevor says the first 6 seasons of The Simpsons were amazing, hit and miss. After that, but still good. Trevor says until they come out with a Metal Gear arcade cabinet. I mean, even then, like, I don't know. I could just build my own RetroPie at that point. Arcade cabinet. Oh, that's my next thing that I'm going to build then. Anyways, and then Trevor says with honors. He's all like best of the best with honors. Love that. Love that movie. So good. So good. Number 8.
I know
Cody.
the reference, but I don't even know what movie it is. I'll be honest.
What? Hold on. Cody.
Huh?
Educate her. What movie?
What'd you say?
What movie?
I didn't hear that.
She knows the reference that we're talking about. Trevor's educating. Are you in chat right now?
I was working on my thing.
On your list. He's ignoring my number 8. He doesn't give a crap.
Trevor says it was a reference to Men in Black.
I'm finishing. I'm finishing.
It's when he's taking the test to,
Yes, I remember now.
I love it. Then he moves the table over too.
And it's so loud.
And he breaks his pencil.
Like, rip torn. That's the best
You
part.
want a space over here?
You want to get in on this? It's so freaking funny. I watch that scene over and over.
Yeah, so my number 8 is Walking Dead Telltale. This is the first real Telltale game that I played. I don't know how much more they had before this.
I think this was one of the first ones.
No, I spoke on Jurassic Park again before this.
Good. It was so good. I was a big fan of Walking Dead at the time. I mean, Walking Dead has kind of fallen off. But at this time, Walking Dead was at its peak. And once Telltale made this, it had nothing to do with the show. You were kind of just your own individual people and working through the story. And whatever you picked had its own outcomes to it. So it was just a really fun, interesting, immersive game. That really didn't take any effort. All you were doing was like pressing a button here or there and making a decision. So it was really relaxing and anybody could do it. So it was just a really fun movie type game.
It's a great way to describe it.
I don't know that I would call that game relaxing, but yeah.
It did make me jump a couple times. Yeah. I will say that.
Maybe not relaxing for you, but I have at my 8th pick New Super Mario Bros. U.
I hate you.
I seriously.
This game is a lot of fun. It's an updated Mario game. You run to the right and jump on a flagpole. But no, for real though, like it's a Mario game. They could keep making the same style and design, and it's a franchise. For whatever reason, I'll still support it, just because it's what I've played my entire life, and it's just that relaxing comfort game, and it's why I liked Mario Maker so much, because then I can continue to get new levels all the time. by playing online with people's creations. But New Super Mario Brothers U didn't reinvent the wheel, but it made Mario fancy and updated for the time. Trevor says The Walking Dead, where zombies only matter once in a while because humans are the real problem. I mean, facts. Facts. That's.
I mean, I think we've seen through 2020 that that's not too far off from the actual reality of our world.
No, it's a commentary on everything. It's the sad truth. Oh, so sad. What you got for 7?
I got a black screen because my laptop shut off. Hold on.
Yeah.
Woo, I love that
Number 7.
Game of the year.
I love that game. My number 7 was New Super Mario Brothers 2, which I think that one was the one that's on the 3DS.
Yeah. Well,
yep,
it's
it's the sequel to the Wii game from 2009.
Yep.
And there's a much heavier emphasis on this one on like collecting coins. Because like in a lot of the games before, you collected coins, but they served no purpose. It was just like a fun thing to get. Mm-hmm. And in this one, you could like use it to buy things, and there was a real purpose to getting the coins, and then the star coins and all of that stuff. So it was really, really fun.
It's true.
Going through this list, I realized that I played a lot of 3DS games, a lot more than I think I did in the.
They released the XL, which is what I was waiting for when we upgraded from the original DS to the 3DS.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the bigger screen.
Right.
So. I'm finished 2013.
Woo!
Woohoo!
I don't know if I agree with it, but it's done.
It's done.
We did it. We're just going to do it. Fuck it. We'll do it on air.
We'll do it live.
That's
all right, Cody, you're on number 7.
My number 7, both of you have already said, it was Simpsons Tapped Out.
Yep.
It was a great game. It was a great game, building that city up, doing the little quests here and there that I wanted you to do, and just it was a real time burner. I think that's the big thing here, is that it really burned time. Spent a lot of hours on this and didn't even realize I spent a lot of hours on it. So yeah, Simpsons Tapped Out for everything you guys have said, plus what I just said.
I'm gonna probably download it again after this episode. I think
legit. I'm gonna play it.
2013, I did just download one of the games that is now on my top 10 list. I re-downloaded it to randomly play it last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. And once I saw it on the list, it got really high on my list because I've been playing it again. So
stick around because that's coming up. I don't have a segue for this.
I was gonna say I was like
waiting for it.
Ridiculous pun is it now?
I don't know. I thought of maybe 1 or 2, but I couldn't have a third. But this game did. Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh my god.
Hate you. That was so bad. I'm not even at the computer.
That's what I do. Trevor didn't care for the Family Guy one, making me want to re-download it. Yeah, the Family Guy one wasn't as good, but Simpsons was good. Assassin's Creed 3. This is what brought me back into the series. I had started hey, there's a Ty. Look at Ty, look at. Oh, bye, Ty. Did you see? He just looked at the camera and casually just walked away.
he made his
debut.
His showing.
His on-screen debut. We saw him. The man, the myth. He's there. For those listening, they have no clue what we're talking about.
Nope.
Check out the video version of this, available now on youtube.com/doseofnerdacumen. Subscribe now for free. Back to the regularly scheduled program, and that 7th entry. Assassin's Creed 3. What was his name? Was it Edward? Kenway? What is his name? Kenway.
Hayworth Kenway.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. This was the American Revolution.
Correct.
One, right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. For whatever reason, like, I know you loved, both of you actually, you guys loved 2 Revelations Brotherhood.
Brotherhood was the best.
If you speak ill of Ezio Auditore, I will divorce you.
I'm not speaking ill, but for whatever reason, it didn't keep my interest going.
I don't know what my wife handed me, but it's chocolate and it's something. I don't know what it is. You want to help me figure this out?
Oh, that looks like a Hostess.
You didn't.
It's full of chocolate.
Oh my god. I
There's a
don't
lot
have
of
any
chocolate.
snacks. I left
It's
all
a
my
Hershey's triple chocolate cake.
Hershey's triple chocolate cake.
Oh, yum.
We are not sponsored affiliated.
Can I marry your wife?
Sure.
I want to marry your wife so she can
You don't
hand me
like
delicious chocolate cakes.
I'm sure she'd be fine with it.
That is
Okay.
now available on OnlyFans.
Hmm.
No. Okay. Moving on. But yeah, Assassin's Creed brought me back into the franchise. Oh, we're getting booed? Come on. Really? Really? Come on. This is good content. I'm delivering good content. Damn it.
Anyway.
Anyways. Assassin's Creed 3. It brought me back into the series again. And I was very excited for the, what was it, the Freedom Cry expansion? That ended up being okay.
Freedom something.
Yeah. It ended up being okay. But then, in the years to come, they really knocked it out of the park with the series. But 3 brought me back in. Because I thought I was done with the series after Revelations and Brotherhood. Sorry. It just wasn't my thing.
Wow.
It was fine. It was fine.
There are some
Lana
days I feel
just
like
said she was
don't
going to
even know
divorce you if you talked ill about it. Then you said you weren't going to talk ill about it. And then you talked ill about it.
But I can't not tell the truth.
Yeah,
Truth.
sometimes I feel like I don't even know you.
Good. Keep things interesting.
All right, so my number, we're on 6 now. I'm on 6, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
My number 6 is New Super Mario Brothers U. It was the first one. It introduced the flying squirrel power-up that allowed you to glide with Mario. You had baby Yoshis that you could carry around, and they each had a different ability based on what their color was. And then it took some of the old stuff from older games and actually gave them like a different purpose. Like there were the mini mushrooms that allowed you to like run up a wall, stuff like that. It was a really, if this is the one that I'm thinking of, this was the one that came out on like the Wii U, right?
Yes. Hence the year in the title.
Didn't it change the interface too of the world where you can kind of roam around? Like obviously it's still linear, where you go from world to world, but you can kind of like run around on the board instead of just being on like one line. Is that this one?
I think that was 3D World.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, this one was a really, really fun entry into Mario games. I had a lot of fun with this. And I think, didn't you and I play this one together a lot? I feel like.
We attempted to, but it was one of those games that you'd bump into each other. You could pick each other up and throw each other. Co-op was not always the best, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah. No, that's 3D World. The throwing, that's 3D World. I'm pretty sure.
With the cat.
Yes, the cat suit. And you could pick up, carry, and throw other players with it.
You could also do that.
But either way.
With the Wiimote.
Either way, I do remember what you're talking about. It did not end well for us when we tried to play together.
No.
But that was my number 6.
My number 6 is Forza Horizon. This is more, I don't want to say it's because it was such a great game, but it's the start of a great series. I love the Horizon series more than I like the Forza Motorsport series. I mean, being able to buy cars that are literally out at that time and huge hundreds and hundreds of cars to select from to be able to buy throughout the game. And just the scenery was so beautiful. And they've only gotten better, but this one, the graphics for this time were just so beautiful and the mechanics were just so good that I just couldn't leave it out of the top 10, especially for the Horizon games to come.
Yeah, it was really cool. You could customize things on those vehicles too, like the paint color.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make it black and white, which leads me to my number 6, which is Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Oh, man.
And they expanded upon what was established in Black and White and made the game basically a little bit longer, added new content, added up to, I think, 400 Pokemon in the game, as well as the ability to import from prior installments with the app on the 3DS and with the, was it Pokebank? I think it was. And you could store them from prior games. They had people at this time that had red and blue that they had found a way through link cable and other various means by importing their original characters from years and years ago all the way up to this point. So it is possible to chain things through that fashion. But this one, honestly, it was one of the reasons I got back into Pokemon was this installment. Because I had a drought since, what was it, Ruby and Sapphire, I think? Or no, Diamond and Pearl was the last ones that we had played. So it had been like five years at this point since we had played a Pokemon. And they're pretty much released annually, at least around this time. So for me, it was a very exciting time to get back into it. I even had ROMs of it on an emulator on the computer until we were able to get the 3DS. But that is my number 6.
My number 5 is The Walking Dead, the game, which I think they call like season 1 because they came up with other ones. But it was, I think Cody already kind of talked about it. It was released in episodes. There was like 4 episodes plus some expansions. Your dialogue choices affect the game's story and how the other characters related to you. And some of those choices are like super timed. So, you know, and if you didn't choose any choice, the main character wouldn't say anything at all, which still affected the story. But it was a really good game. Like, obviously The Walking Dead was a big thing at that time, but just the game, it made you really care about the characters. And, you know, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played the game, when Lee gets bitten, and Clementine, you know, has to go on without him. It was like I think I cried when we played that together because it was so sad. It was like, oh my god. But it was such a good game. Very good game. And it was really unique at the time too with the choices. It was like a choose your own adventure book, but with a video game. So it was fun.
Thank you for the host rated. Batman says it's ruined now. Good job, Lana. Rated cried.
Guys, it's been what, almost 10 years now? Go play the game.
Yeah.
Isn't that a rule, though?
Get the game.
There's a rule, I think.
Yeah, I think you have 6 months.
6 months? That's it?
And then it's on you.
Yeah, I think
6 months is a long time.
A long time.
Do you know how long my backlog is, man?
Well, figure it out.
More than 6 months.
Well, I don't think it would take you 9 years, so
you don't know me.
That.
You don't know me. Look at how long it takes me to get through a top 10 list with you guys.
Oh my god, that's so true.
2.5 hours. My number 5 is Assassin's Creed 3. This was just a really good Assassin's Creed game. Was it my favorite? No. I think that's why it didn't go higher up. Brotherhood would have been much higher up on my list from that year. And then again, I don't think it was good as Black Flag either, which comes out in the following year. But it was still a really good game and a nice closeout to that specific storyline.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a good game. The question, though, is, did it have a mass effect on you?
I hate you so much. I want to punch you in the neck.
What? What?
Mass Effect is number 5?
Get out of here. How did you know?
Assassin's
Wonder.
Are you looking at my sheet right now?
I'm sad.
How did you know?
You're joining it live, Rated. You're here. You're with us.
How did you know?
I don't know. I must have ESPN or something.
ESPN? You're watching sports? We're doing a podcast.
Espen.
Anyway,
Mass Effect 3 is actually my number 5 pick because it had a.
Should have been your number 3 pick. Sorry.
I'm looking for
help myself.
That's like my favorite today.
The studio audience laughed at that, so they thought you were funny.
Good, as they should.
Yeah, I didn't think you were funny. As you see, I did not laugh.
Did I give you a Mass Effect?
You're taking my joke literally 20 minutes or not even 20 seconds after I said it. You can't do that.
Oh, man. All right, go on with it.
Good Lord. To me, this is the epitome of the best Mass Effect game. I don't give a damn what everybody said about the ending of it. There, I said it. It's out on the internet. My opinion.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of me too. But yes, they patched it. They added in things. They made adjustments to the end because people were up in arms about the ending of the game. I'll be honest, was it perfect? No. But the game was solid. They had improved, if not the best, mechanics in the series up to this point. The gunplay, the story arc, everything came to a final conclusion. And I know I critiqued this, they added online to this game. It didn't need it, but it actually was not bad. I played it. I wasn't great at it, but it was not bad. It was unnecessary, but it was not bad. But I think it is the best Mass Effect game to date. That is my opinion. I know a lot of people hate me for it. Leave a comment below, please.
All right. My number 4 is Borderlands 2. Travis, how many hours do we sink into this game?
Is number 4? Who am I?
Yeah, but think about the other 3 that are left above it. I'm sorry.
That
it
was
had
my
four.
stance on that. You don't know my top 4.
But we sank so many hours. But I have to say that my favorite part of these games is Tiny Tina. She is like my favorite character. And I literally, my note just says Tiny Tina, piddly pow. That's all it says. She's like my favorite character in the whole wide world. I love her. But Borderlands is super fun.
Sorry, turtles are having sex right now.
Oh.
It's in my ear as well because I'm on OBS.
Thanks, Rated.
But my number 4 is Mass Effect 3.
Oh my God!
Number 3.
Rebel.
No, but I don't necessarily think this was my favorite Mass Effect. I have a deep love for 1. I think 1 was great. It was a great introduction to the story. The whole story is fantastic. I wish we could put 1 through 3, and that would definitely top my list. But yeah, just reasons you said. I mean, they fixed the mechanics. Yes, there was the uproar about the end, and they went in and changed it, and then you could play the new ending, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I mean, it was just a great game overall, but the 3 that I have ahead of it, I think, are better.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't agree fully, but that's fine. We don't have to. Which is my number 4 pick, Borderlands 2. I'm just reaching for that one.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
All night. I'll be here all night. Borderlands 2. No, I agreed. You were interrupted by turtles having sex, Lana. But yes, Tiny Tina was fantastic ad. The DLC, the what is it? The farting unicorn. Like, I forget the weapons. The obnoxious, like, extra stuff that you could get. Like, there was just so much quirky and just clever humor and character design. And this really made me appreciate the games more because I enjoyed Borderlands, but when Borderlands 2 came out, I enjoyed the series so much more because they fleshed out so many things and improved upon so many things for the franchise. And I know there was mixed opinions on the next installments in the series, and even 3 has had mixed reactions. I still appreciate the games and I still think they're fun, but for me, 2 might be my favorite just because of the massive amount of content and the characters that were introduced in this one. But yeah, that's my number 4.
All right. My number 3 is Halo 4.
Rabble.
The Master Chief and Cortana, like, their, like, quote unquote love story, because it's not really a love story, but it's heavily implied. She's malfunctioning because she's well past her age that AI are supposed to live by, and his desperation to get back to Earth to get her fixed. The fact that you had 2 different enemies in this game, and the introduction of the Prometheans and all of their weapons, which I really like, especially playing online now. I like the Promethean weapons a lot. It was a good story, and it's the last Halo game that I played because fucking they took couch co-op out of 5 and fucked that game for life. But Halo 4 was a really good game.
5 is good. You get out of here with that hate.
My number 3 is going to be a fan favorite, probably the game that I've put the most hours on out of any game in the history of games. I have played this. I play it at work. I play it when I'm home. I play it before bed. It is Candy Crush.
Oh, God.
I've put so many hours into Candy Crush and the different variants of Candy Crush. This is the original, so it definitely has that sentimental value. It started a huge chain of 3-block puzzle games, and this easily it honestly could have gone higher on the list, just for the sheer amount of hours and the elderly people that still play it.
Like my mom. My mom
Exactly.
games, and she plays Candy Crush.
And my
dad
mom
calls
still plays Candy Crush.
My dad calls it Candy Crunch. She's playing that Candy Crunch game.
See? Exactly. So, for those reasons, and honestly, I think this is one of the top grossing games of all time. I want to do my research on this, but I think that this has grossed so much money for a free game. It's ridiculous.
It's a free game. A free game. Why?
People buy power-ups and they buy coins and stuff like that to help them out with levels, and I would almost guarantee that this is, I mean, if you go on the App Store, it's still top 10. Guaranteed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, easily Candy Crush. Easily.
There was a period of time where every time we would visit her parents and then have her sister and then our brother-in-law over there, they would be always playing that damn game and comparing which level they were on, how far they were in. And like the face down in their phones, it was like they were the damn Walking Dead. Which brings me to my number 3.
Oh my God.
You guys love this tonight. I know you do.
Not that one, Rated. Not that one.
You know you do. Walking Dead. I mean, you guys talked about so many things already about this game. And yes, the sheer emotion. I don't get emotionally attached to a lot of characters in games because it's a game. For whatever reason, with Lee and Clementine, their story arc and just being so, even though you just click and you just choose your own adventure type story game, I felt invested throughout the season. Each episode was like 2 hours or less long. There were 5 in the season. And it was like a TV series or mini movies as they came out. And even from the first go, we were in the back of the squad car, it crashes, and then the police officer dies. You have your first zombie encounter. You're picking what to, grab from the crash site, whether it be a weapon or various things to fend off the zombie. And then stumbling upon the house and meeting the little girl for the first time, hoping that her parents, would make it back because they were, on vacation or something. And somebody was supposed to be watching them.
Yeah, she was with her uncle, I think. She was
Yeah.
with her uncle watching her. Yeah.
And you just follow their adventures around, and then you eventually meet up with, other people, and you make really drastic choices, including the death of a little kid. And just, it's an emotional roller coaster of a story, and it was well done. It was clunky. That's the word that we use around here, right? Isn't that your favorite word?
Yeah, for Gears.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
It was clunky. It was I don't want to say a broken game, but it needed the engine they used to run that game needed some work. But I am such a fan of the series that I had bought when it finally came out on disc the entire saga of all the
Sorry
seasons.
for what Trevor said. I had to talk, or I had to clap.
Trevor says, I worked for a company that did tech support for Google and seen people's accounts that had dropped thousands on Candy Crush. Good Lord. That's crazy. And I'll be honest about the complete series of The Walking Dead of the Telltale games. I have one episode left. I refuse to play it because I don't want to finish the story. I don't want it to be done. And it's done.
Honestly, that's how I am with some shows out there. Like, I tell like Ty and Rated that I refuse to finish Naruto because I'm too lazy to go on the actual website and do it. But it's because I really don't want it to actually end because I like it so much. So I feel like if I finish it, I'm just not gonna have that full appreciation for it because it feels like in my head the story's still going on.
Exactly. Rated says, have we played the latest Walking Dead? Finish Bailey at 150 out of 500? What do you mean? I'm confused. I don't know what he's saying. Are you that way with television shows? Like, I guess let me rephrase that question. Do you get emotional then with season finales of like series finales of shows?
Yep.
So there's one in particular that I've watched a million times and I still am a baby about the finish of it. And that is when Andy Bernard has his moment in the office where he wishes he recognized that they were in the, good old times, why they were happening. He obviously phrases it better or differently, but
that's a show I'll watch 100 times start to finish because it's so good.
oh, it's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible show.
But like Sons of Anarchy, really upset watching that one end. Because of how it ended and everything like that as well. But yeah, I mean, there's specific shows right now that I'm like on the last season, halfway through the last season, and I just haven't touched it in months because I don't want to finish it.
Speaking of finales, this Sunday starts the beginning of the final season of The Walking Dead. Season 11. It's coming to an
Literally what I
end.
just said, Rated.
So that'll be an interesting one. I hope they do the series justice. I'm happy and sad to see that show wrap up. Trevor says, favorite season finales from near Breaking Bad, which is a really good one. House, never watched it. And Avatar The Last Airbender. Because what, the show was bad or good? Or was it the movie that was bad? I don't know, I never watched it. Anyways, moving on.
All right. So my number 2 is Mass Effect 3. I love the Mass Effect series. There's a bunch of, you get 3 different choices at the end. You can and you get a bunch of choices in the game itself that would have like serious long-lasting impacts. You can decide to end the genophage for the Krogans, which it causes them not to be able to have children and further their race. Or you can completely lie to them to make them believe that it is cured when it isn't. You can negotiate a ceasefire between the Geth and the Quarians, or you can pick a side, which means that the other side is completely annihilated and wiped from the world. The Reapers finally come in and capture the Citadel, which you find out is the catalyst that is needed to complete the Crucible, which is what is needed to defeat the Reapers. And then at the end, you're given 3 possible choices. You can either destroy the Reapers and all synthetic life, which includes people that you've made relationships with. You can control the Reapers and create a new intelligent design based on Shepard's influence, or you can synthesize all organic and synthetic life, so both achieve a perfect understanding of each other. So you're given kind of 3 choices at the end, and you can only make one. People hated this game. Like, people legitimately took their gripes to the Better Business Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission. Like, what?
There were death threats.
What is wrong with you?
There were death threats as well.
What is wrong with you?
Like, it got that real.
Oh my god. Like, I feel like it's just because it ended such a major series, people are going to love it or hate it. Just like TV shows. There are finales that people love and finales that people hate. And it's so stupid. Like, it's a game, guys. It's not that serious.
Yeah, but they spent their $60 on it, damn it.
I liked that it was a definitive ending. Like, it ended and bad shit happened. And that's realistic. there's no ending where everybody is happy. It's like Harry Potter. No, not everyone makes it out, because in war, not everyone survives, and that's realistic. And another thing that I read about in this that I thought was really, really interesting. So Mass Effect 3 had an online, you could play against people online. And it introduced a thing called loot boxes that you could purchase. And basically it started that trend for having loot boxes in free-to-play online games. This is the game that we have to thank for loot boxes.
And who is behind it all?
Yeah, right. So I thought that was really, really interesting when I was reading that. But I loved it. I thought it was a definitive ending to a great series. It gave you an option, just like you had been given the whole game, to be good or to be evil or to be somewhere generally in the middle. And I did not understand all the hate this ending got. I didn't understand it. I think it's a fantastic game. It's my number 2.
Well, you're getting hate right now because Trevor's only on number 2 because he has never played the series until the remastered collection. And you just spoiled everything for him. He is only on number 2.
You just spoiled it all. No.
Trevor, so sorry.
Dude, 9 years. 9 years.
Yeah. He went
Somebody
9
should've
years
told me
without knowing
earlier.
the end, and then you just you just ruined it. He says she didn't have to kill Dobby. So, yeah.
So, my number 2 is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think this was the last good Call of Duty. Now, I don't really count Warzone because that's a BR, but all of the regular games of Call of Duty that came out after this were very bad. You can argue that Ghost wasn't that bad. It was a pretty decent game, but
God, no. Ghost was terrible.
I agree with that. But I think that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was the last actually good game. The only thing Ghost really had that was good was the story mode that came along with it, but the actual gameplay and everything like that was not that good. But Call of Duty, I have a lot of love for Call of Duty, mainly Modern Warfare and those types of games. Just hours of playing it online with my friends. But Black Ops 2, it's so high up on my list because it is the last good Call of Duty.
So you didn't care for Advanced or Infinite Warfare?
No, I hated them. I hated the jetpacks and jumping around,
See,
flying, and wall running. And
I loved that stuff because it was like Titanfall mixed with like Halo, but in a COD form.
Yeah, but when I think of Call of Duty, I think of like classic war games, and that just didn't feel like
boots to the
classic.
ground.
Yeah, that just didn't feel like a classic war game.
Yeah.
Or classic war game. I mean, they did kind of get a little bit better with World War II.
That was a fun one. I liked that one a lot.
It was fairly enjoyable. It was kind of, they went back to their roots, which was really nice to see. And then the newest one that has come out, it's okay. It still has some of the mechanics that I don't like on there. But overall, yeah, I think this was really the last that I highly enjoyed.
So all the ones after this saw the devil.
Yes.
Also known as Diablo. Diablo 3 coming at number 2 for me.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
I thought that was a 2013 game.
Same.
Came out in 2012 on PC.
I didn't play the PC version.
I have the console version. Okay, all right.
Womp, womp, womp.
You didn't play it on PC though.
I did though.
We're gonna boo you just cause on this one.
Boo this man.
Because I'm sure that we have it on 2013. We're going to talk about it, and you're just jumping ahead.
I didn't put it on my list then for 13. Wow. Just because...
PC player.
Well, I've played it on the consoles numerous times since, but I just threw it on this list because it came out initially this year. That's how I justified it. I'm sorry. I broke our lists, damn it. But yeah, number 2, easily this is sad to admit, but it was Trevor says I hate it on console. I like it on console. I do get the appeal for PC. It's nicely researched. I mean, I'm not wrong. Diablo 3 rated. I've sunk hundreds of hours into this game, and it was my entry point into the series. I was familiar with 2, I was familiar with 1, but I'd never played them because, as you know, I'm not a big PC gamer. But for whatever reason, this one came out, and I want to say it was Rick that had influenced me to play it. That's because he was a big PC guy. I don't know if you remember Andrea, but he had a mod where it would roam and just kill and collect items on its own.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, like, that's how I got introduced to it, because I was like, wait, you're just not playing? He's like, no, I just let it run while I'm at work, and then I'm, like, hundreds of levels up. I'm like, what? How is that fun?
Yeah, the fun was playing it.
Right. But then he showed me, and I was just like, you're just loot grinding and just getting better gear. Okay, I get this. And then I played it, and I'm like, I really get this. And it was fun. Trevor says, I hate the multiplayer on console. Changing anything pauses the whole game for everyone. Yeah, with that, it's a pleasure to play with Lana. Because she's so OCD with her gear and loot. That
I'm a hoarder.
You are, and we sit there. Like, I'm like, that's a common item. You don't need it. That's a common item. You don't need it. But I have to pick it up. We have to... No. We don't have to loot everything. The bosses give better drops. You don't need to loot that skeleton. But I have to. No. Go back to the main city hub. Then you have to repair your armor. Then you have to purge and sell all your items that you didn't end up needing because it was just trash when I was right.
Way off.
So we'd play, like, one rift, and then we'd spend 40 minutes in our menus. We'd play a 10-minute rift, and we'd spend 40 minutes in the menus.
I mean, I feel like you're being a bit dramatic, but you do you, boo.
Hey.
You know, you're sounding very upset for it to be your number 2 game right now.
I'm saying I had fun playing with myself.
Don't we all?
That's your soundbite of the night. All right, Lana, hit us with number 1.
Does anyone want to take a guess?
I'm going to go with The Sims something.
No, she already said The Sims in her honorable mentions.
Epic Mickey 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she said Assassin's Creed 3 yet.
Cody got it.
Hey!
Damn.
Yes. I love this game. You actually start playing it as one character who you obviously assume is an assassin, and you follow his story, only to find out that he's actually a Templar. And then about, I don't remember how many hours in, you end up switching to another character who is that character's son. He is part Native American, and he becomes an assassin. It added a lot. It improved the parkour of the game because it brought in the wilderness, which you're in, Revolutionary War, young America, where obviously a lot of it is wilderness. So you can climb trees, run in trees, mountains, jump off cliffs. They also modified the close combat, so you no longer needed to lock on to enemies to fight with them. You could fight and take down multiple enemies at one time by swinging your weapons or shooting your guns, whatever it was that you had at the time. You also took place in combat outside of the Animus, because when Desmond and his team are going out on missions, it's Desmond, his father, and Sean and Rebecca. You're going out on missions and attacking Templar bases. And in one of the last ones, you end up killing Vidic, who is the doctor that imprisons Desmond in the first game, in one of the combat missions. It also introduced naval missions, which everybody loved, and obviously led to the creation of Black Flag, which comes out in 2013. It's a really, really fun game, and I really found it interesting because you get to see like a young America. And there are people there, obviously, that are referenced in the beginnings of our country, and I just found it really fascinating. It was very, very fun to play, and I think it was a great entry for the series of Assassin's Creed.
It definitely was, and like you highlighted with the combat, that's what brought me back into it, because that's my biggest critique, minus the, or I guess in addition to the parkour system in Revelations of Brotherhood. I don't know how many times in that trilogy that I was climbing up something and my character just jumped off and got hurt or died.
Mm-hmm.
And they improved that stuff so much in 3. And it was a much needed fix to something that was, I don't want to say broken, but needed help.
Yeah, and it's hard to go back now, because I think I put in the original Assassin's Creed and tried to play it, and I was like, oh shit, you can't run. So you can't like run at a wall and then immediately start climbing up it. You can't, like, there's all these things that, and you can actually jump off of the synchronization points. If you don't hit it at the right spot, you will just straight up jump off and die. Not synchronizing the point. Like, it's definitely clunkier. The earlier versions are now, but yeah, this game definitely improved on a lot of that stuff. That's it. That's my number 1.
Woo!
Do you guys want to take picks at my number 1?
Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 is my number 1.
Whoa, look at that! I am
Yeah,
good.
I love the Borderlands series. It is my favorite series of games out there. Yeah, I mean, I love the initial character selection with the Siren. You had Axton, you had the Assassin as well, and I'm blanking on the fourth one. But yeah, and then along with the DLC, you got some other characters you could play as. But it was just such a good game, and it was such a good addition to the first one. I think looter shooters are just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I mean, Borderlands 2, I have nothing but praise for that game. I have played it many times since the original release, as recently as about 6 months ago. Yeah, they're great.
Trevor says, love Borderlands, one of the only shooters that he likes to play. He loves the Tiny Tina DLC, best ever, he guesses. Yeah. It's really good. You could safely say it is the master of their DLC packs. Which brings me to my number 1.
Oh my god.
Halo 4, featuring Master Chief. It's no surprise here if you know anything about my interests in science fiction, gaming, and so many things. Halo 4 was fantastic, and you summed it up earlier with your description of it, the introduction of the Prometheans as well as the Covenant as the enemies here, and then in this new threat to their existence, and him trying to complete his mission and then also save somebody that's been with him since the beginning of, the story with Master Chief. To have this be the first game that was fully helmed by 343, they did an incredible job, because it was handed off from Bungie, because they went on to do Destiny. And this was a heavy burden and a heavy task to keep up with the standards on what was established by Bungie. They had a hand and a help in Reach, which was kind of like the passing point. They didn't fully do that. Bungie was involved as well. So it was like this was the first time they were fully on their own developing a game. And not only did they nail the story, they nailed the marketing campaign like they did in Reach again. Game Fuel, Mountain Dew, double XP. You know how much Mountain Dew we had to buy between Reach and then Halo 4 so I could get double XP time? A lot. It was absurd. We had so much. I'm surprised I don't have diabetes. It was bad. And then the online, as mentioned, with that double XP time, like they knocked it out of the park. It was a fantastic game. The maps were interesting. The pacing was updated. Playing Halo 4 again in the Master Chief Collection, it's still fun experience. I love the weapons. I love the gameplay. It's fun. It's what's set up to be what was an amazing experience online with 5, and which is hopefully an even more incredible experience with Infinite. And playing the alpha build of that tech demo, I can safely say that for one, that pistol's OP. I ain't mad about it, but I'm excited. The future's very bright for Halo fans, and it's going to be featured heavily on our channel. And you're going to see a trend. Halo is going to generally rank pretty high in my lists, but it tops this year's for sure.
It's usually pretty high up on my list, but it didn't even make my top 10.
Which
I was not a fan of Halo 4.
I don't understand. It was so good. The story was so good.
It was okay.
Heartbroken. With that, though, this has been the year 2012 in gaming. Stick with us. We have a double feature if you're here with us live. If you're not here with us live, well, 2013 is going to be up next anyways, because, again, we recorded them back-to-back, meaning they're both available right now. If you listen to it out of order, hey, I mean, you do you, but that's fine. There really is no order to what we're doing here. Just, if you like a year, go check it out. Go listen to, and hear what we had to say. If you want to see the video version, if you're listening on podcasts, check us out on YouTube. It is available now, youtube.com/DoseNerdAcumen. We're also across all social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a Discord. And, of course, we have a Twitch, twitch.tv/DoseNerdAcumen. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Lana, for joining us on this one. Stick with us because we have more to come. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with you.